have an achievement video for you. We're going to start achievement hunting, seeing if we can knock off some of these things. This one is called Back to the Wall, and it says you have to rescue 50 Arathi prisoners from Arathi's End. Now, Arathi's End is this far north region in Azkahet, and you can't do this achievement except when the quest, the special assignment, A Pound of Cure, is unlocked. That's one of the special quests that rotates from zone to zone, and over the course of a few days, if you fulfill enough of the world quest, then it unlocks the big quest. So special assignment, A Pound of Cure, is the big quest relating to Azkahet. The other time you could do it is when you first get to the zone and you're walking through the area. Part of what you can do is you get to Farron's Advance, and as you go through that part of the storyline, it also unlocks the ability to do that. So one of the reasons why this can take some time to do is because you have a quest there, but once you've done 100% of the quest, then you can no longer unlock these things. So I'm at 96%, which means if I unwrap this Arathi prisoner, or maybe one or two more, then I'm going to be at 100%. The quest is going to end, and I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. So the first thing you could do is, obviously, you can get in a raid. If you can get in a raid, then you don't get credit towards most quests. And so because you wouldn't get credit towards most quests, you'd never finish special assignment. And then you could go around and do all 50 at one time. If you, one trick that I've used to get into raids is if there's nobody in your guild that's on, or if they're busy doing other things and can't make it to a raid, then one thing that you can do is get into one of the either world boss raids, or right now it's the WoW 20th anniversary celebration. You can get into one of those world boss raids and just wait till the very end. Usually at the very end there's somebody who's logged off, or somebody has not left the raid, and then you are in a raid and can go out and do this. So that's tip number one, is get in a raid if you want to do it all at the same time. The other thing that you can do, or the other sort of difficulty with this, is that there's no tracker. For a lot of these things, Blizzard will say you've got 2 out of 50 or 10 out of 50 or whatever it is. This one does not have a tracker. There is something that you can put in to see how much you've done, and I just did that in the bottom right-hand or left-hand corner. I've got 27 out of 50, which is good to know. That way you know you're getting credit for it, number one, and you don't lose heart, number two. The last thing is there are set locations around this area where it's probably from right about here up, set locations around this area where these prisoners appear. And if you want to, you can make your targeting macro, and your targeting macro will then cause them to appear on the minimap. So I'll turn away, I'll use my targeting macro, and it tells me where one is. So that's 3 things you can do that may make this a little bit easier. 1, get in a raid. 2, you use the macro to target somebody. And 3, and I can put it in the chat, the little code to run so that you know which ones you're at. I'm going to get this guy right here just to show you what it does.
Perhaps this time they will learn.
So now I can no longer get credit for it.
We'll sear the lesson into their hearts again.
So you need to make sure that you're doing it. Here you can see the quest is gone. Nothing I can do here to get the prisoner. So make sure you're finishing this while the quest is active. One trap don't fall into: if you're using your targeting macro, it'll find some caves and there'll be this webbing. If you destroy the webbing, you see behind them Arathi prisoners, and they will run out and be free. However, these Arathi prisoners do not count towards the achievement. So I did not just rescue 3 right then, so don't keep looking for them. For doing this type of thing, searching for somebody, I change my flight style so that I don't have to worry about flapping or anything like that. I can just stand in one place and hover and keep looking for my targeting macro. So that's another thing that you can think about doing, is changing your flight style. So this way I can just be here and I can see the 2 down there. There are a lot of level 80 elites in this area. And so if you're trying to solo this and you're not well geared, you may find it a little bit hard. It's not awful, because if you're fast, some of these people are not by anybody else. Hold on. Sorry about that. Had to kill them before they got me. They were pathing down. So here you can see one easy to grab because there's nobody around, so you can just simply do it. 63-0 is that flight point. But the point is, if you're flying around, you can be selective about which ones you want to track down and which ones you don't. So for example, this one here has 2 elites, which if you're not very well geared, maybe you want to skip and go for some of the other ones. In addition to areas that are unguarded, there are areas that are guarded by non-elites, and that's another place to go hunting if you're not well geared. This is a particularly good area, 64-4, all the way up here. You've got 2 together, and of those 2 together, they're only guarded by 1 elite. So even if you're not geared, hopefully getting this 1 elite is possible, and then you can rescue 2, and occasionally a little chest there as well. Overall, not a very hard achievement to get. You just have to spend the time to do it. Be in a raid, you can do it all at the same time. Use the targeting macro, so as you're flying around you can do it, and changing your flight mode, I think, are all good tips. And hopefully then it helps you to get your achievement. Let me know any other tips that you guys think about or that you guys are using. All right, good luck and have fun.